Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Friendship Nobi, and this is the Realme X7 Max. So yeah, I bought it about a week ago and I've been using it as my primary device since then. And yeah, I've been using it without a case and a screen protector. So I'm going to tell you my first impressions in this particular video, what I feel about this particular device after using it for about a week. So if you're interested in this particular topic, then make sure to stick till the end, and let's hit that intro. First of all, let's talk about the build and the design of this phone. So this phone is built really well, although it is made out of plastic entirely. The back is plastic, the frame is plastic. So you have a dual tone finish at the back. So there is a matte finish and a shiny part, a shiny strip going on from the camera to the bottom, which also holds the Realme logo with the Dare to Leap logo, which I absolutely hate. But yeah, I do like the design. It has grown on me over the past week. So there is a contrast. The matte part is also a little bit like glittery. It has a glittery kind of finish, and it is a little bit coarse. So yeah, it grips really well in your hand and it doesn't show fingerprints or scratches that much. But the shiny part on the other hand very easily attracts fingerprints, and yeah, it will be filled. So you have to clean it regularly to keep it shiny. But yeah, I haven't seen any scratches on this yet. But to be honest, it looks really nice, and if you use your phone with left hand, so this shiny part is gonna provide more grip because your finger kind of sticks to it. Now, although the phone is made out of plastic, it is a very sturdy phone. I haven't seen any bends or creaks in any part, and the rims are shiny, so the silver type of color may chip off. This is called the asteroid black color, but yeah, there is a blue kind of tinge on it, as you can see. And yeah, the back also has this triple camera setup, which looks really nice. Now, talking about the buttons are really clicky and very tactile. They feel good when you are clicking it. So the power button has a yellow accent and the volume rockers are on the left side. So at the bottom of the phone you will find four things: the USB Type-C port, which supports up to 50 watts of fast charging, the primary speaker, the primary microphone, and surprise, a 3.5mm headphone jack. And at the top there is the secondary microphone, nothing else. There is a secondary speaker. This does have a dual stereo setup, and the secondary speaker is present in the earpiece itself. Alright, so overall the build is really good. Although for 30,000 rupees you get, most of the phones that you get are made of glass, but yeah, this is entirely made out of plastic. But yeah, it doesn't really feel that cheap. Now let's talk about the display on the Realme X7 Max. So this phone has a 6.43 inch Super AMOLED 120Hz display. Yes, it is clocked at 120Hz, and it's a Super AMOLED display. And since it is 6.4 inch, so the phone is quite small, I would say, and it is quite compact. You can easily use it with one hand if you have average hands like me. And the bezels are almost uniform apart from the bottom bezel, which is a little thick. And you also have a big punch hole on the left side, which is quite big compared to others. But overall, this is an amazing display. The colors are crisp. Watching videos on this is a great feeling since it also supports HDR, and yeah, the peak brightness of this display is 1000 nits, and it does get really bright outside, but it's not that bright compared to other smartphones in the same price range. But yeah, it does get sufficiently bright to view both indoors and outdoors. So the smaller screen and the plastic body make it a lot lighter compared to other glass phones that are present in this price segment. So this phone weighs around 179 grams, which is quite lightweight, I would say, compared to today's standards. I really enjoy using it with one hand, and it's really comfortable in my hand, and that's why I'm using it without a case or a screen protector, because it's very lightweight and I love using this. And since the back is plastic, so I don't really care much. Now the front is like covered with a dragon trail glass instead of gorilla glass, so that might be a concern for some people because the screen is not that smooth. Okay, your finger does get stuck sometimes. It is not as smooth as gorilla glass, and yeah, I think it will obtain scratches more easily. So yeah, make sure to use a screen protector if you like really want to take care of your phones. I haven't seen any scratches on such on this display as of yet, but yeah, let's see. I'll like use it for a month and then I'll bring out my full review. Let's see how it holds up till then. Also, my unit had some QC issues, like quality issues, when I unboxed it. So there was glue sticking out from the sides, but after using it for a few days, everything has settled up and I cannot see any more like glues and stuff around on this phone. So yeah, that is a thing which like really concerned me. And also this phone came with an inbuilt screen protector which like had some dust particles underneath it, which is very weird. That is not at all acceptable for a phone costing like 30,000 rupees. Yes, I have the 12GB 256GB variant with me, which costs you 30,000 rupees during normal times and around about 28,000 rupees during sales. And I haven't seen any like black crush issues as of such. There is a little bit of that here, but it's nothing major. And also there is a very minor color shift when you're viewing the screen from extreme angles, but I don't think anyone does so. So yeah, it's kind of irrelevant. Also, the haptic feedback on this phone is quite good, I would say. It's not the rattling kind of haptic, it's the very like solid kind of haptic feedback. So the haptic feedback is pretty good, I would say, for the price. You also have a in-display fingerprint scanner which works really well. It is very fast and it is very accurate. Now when it comes to the audio part of things, so you do have a stereo speaker setup, as I mentioned earlier, one at the bottom and one in the earpiece, and the speakers are quite good. They get really loud and they are quite clear, but they do like break up at the highest volumes and crack a little. And yeah, the bass is not that good, but the stereo separation is really well done, and it also supports Dolby Atmos both on the stereo speakers and the headphone jack, which is really amazing. And yeah, I have tested it, it works really well. And the headphones jack is also quite good. The output is really good from the headphone jack also, and you can use like higher end headphones in this phone directly, which is a pretty nice thing. Now it also has Bluetooth 5.0 support, and it supports the SBC and AAC codecs, and you can turn on Dolby Atmos for Bluetooth headphones also. So it's a win-win situation. Now this phone has a 4500 mAh battery, and it comes with a 65 watt fast charger bundled in the box, but this phone charges up to maximum 50 watts, and that is also quite fast. So this phone takes about 40 to 50 minutes depending on where you start. So for my usage, it takes about like 45 minutes from 10% to 100%, which is quite fast to be honest. And the battery backup is also really good. You can easily get through a single day of usage and get about 7 hours of SOT with like always on display turned on. Now if you turn off always on display, you can get about 1.5 days with up to 8 hours of SOC, and that is amazing battery life for like the battery size of 4500 mAh with 120Hz turned on all the time. And the overnight battery drain is also really low. The Realme X7 Max comes with the Dimensity 1200 flagship processor from MediaTek, and it performs really well. So it is very well optimized with the 120Hz. It comes with the Realme UI 2.0 with Android 11. I am running the current July security patch, and the phone is very smooth and very responsive. I haven't seen any lags or frame drops anywhere in the UI up until now. And my unit, as I mentioned, is the 12GB 256GB variant, so almost 99% of the apps stay in the background for a long time, and that is amazing for this price. The performance is excellent. So basically you can get this phone for about 23 to 24,000 rupees, the 8GB 128GB variant, and for that price this is an exceptional performing phone. So even in gaming it does perform really well. You won't see any frame drops or lags even when playing like heavy games like Asphalt or Call of Duty or BGMI for that matter. And yeah, it will perform really well in all of those. And it also doesn't get very warm. Okay, it gets slightly warm, but yeah, that is nothing to be worried about. And since the body is made out of plastic, so it dissipates heat really well. And there is also an additional feature of extended RAM that is present here, by using which you can expand your RAM up to 19 GB by adding 7 additional gigs from your internal storage, which is bonkers. Now, this also comes with the Google Messages and Dialer app. So your call recording is present there, but it will notify the other person that you're recording the call. Now, talking about the cameras, here's where I was a little disappointed, because this comes with a triple camera setup at the back, out of which the primary one is the 64 megapixel Sony sensor. Then we have an 8 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel macro sensor. So the primary sensor is pretty good. It clicks really nice images, and you can also shoot up to 4K 60 FPS videos from the back camera. But yeah, the ultra wide camera is really disappointing. It is very soft and the colors are a little off, and the 2 megapixel camera is just bad. So the front has a 16 megapixel camera, and it is also pretty nice. You have a lot of beautifications. Since this is like the same camera found in Oppo Vivo phones, you do have a lot of beautification effects, but you can turn all of them off, and then the selfies turn out to be really good, and you have a few filters here and there which you can use. And portrait mode also works really well, both with the front and the back cameras. So from the back camera, as I mentioned, you can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS videos, and from the front you can shoot up to 1080p 30 FPS videos. And yeah, the video quality is just fine. It's nothing amazing. Now, where these cameras struggle, all of them actually, is in low light conditions. So in bright conditions where there's a lot of light available, these cameras perform really well, and the colors are also really good. But as soon as the light drops below a certain level, these cameras are just almost useless, and the night mode is not that good on this particular phone. I'm going to talk about the camera more in depth in my full review, so stay tuned for that and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications to stay updated. Now, as I mentioned, that this phone comes with the Realme UI 2.0 with Android 11. So the Realme UI has a ton of customization options built in right into the launcher, so you can directly change the icon back, the font, the animations, the like icon size, and all that good stuff straight from the default launcher of this phone. For someone like me who likes to customize their home screen, it is a blessing in disguise. And also, you also have quite a few things, like you can customize the always on display, the fingerprint sensor, and many more things. So there is a lot of customization options present on this phone with Realme UI 2.1, and the default look of the phone is very close to like vanilla Android. You have the Google Now panel on the left side, and the icons are also like really close to stock Android. So there is one bug that I found out in Realme UI, was that whenever you're watching any videos on like the YouTube app or Netflix app or anywhere, and you just go to the home screen directly, the Google widget that you have, okay, it takes a little bit of time to load. And yeah, that is the only like bug I saw in Realme UI as of now. Alright, so this is the video from the front camera of the Realme X7 Max. It shoots up to 1080p 30 fps, and yeah, I want to tell you about one kind of bug that I found out, is that when you're using the 120Hz, even if you have forced it to 120Hz and not the auto setting, when you open the YouTube app or the Instagram app, it's gonna switch automatically to 60 fps. So that is a thing that I have noticed. And yeah, this is how the mic sounds from the Realme X7 Max. Apart from that, you do get a lot of bloatware pre-installed when you set up the phone, and make sure to like disagree to all of the contracts that you get while setting up the phone. Otherwise, you will be bombarded with like ads. And yeah, the theme store and stuff does deliver you notifications, which you can obviously turn off. So yeah, do that as soon as possible, like the notifications from the browser app, theme store, and all that stuff. And also uninstall all of the bloatwares that you don't want on your phone. And yeah, apart from that, I don't see any such kind of fault in this phone. This is a pretty amazing phone to get if you can get it for about 23 to 24,000 rupees. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I really like this phone and I'm gonna use it for a long time, I think. If you like this video, then don't forget to hit that like button and definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And yeah, with that said, I'm your friend Shinobi and I'm signing out. Peace.